as my vegetables, and I like oranges and apples.
Oranges and apples?
Yes.
Favorite topics. Food. Some of my favorite foods are broccoli, smoothies, and lasagna, which my mother makes at home. But when Meatless Mondays came to our school last year, I started seeing some of my favorite foods here too. I am so happy that Meatless Mondays are coming to every school, so children around the city will be able to try a variety of foods and enjoy it too. With that being said, I'd now like to introduce Mayor Borough.
For me, this is very personal because, and I will say up front, I eat meat and I eat vegetarian dishes, and I try and strike a balance between the two. But I have two vegetarians in my home, and they feel very strongly about this. And I, for years, in fact, both my kids in their early teens decided to become vegetarians, and they just did it spontaneously. They made their own choice. And they talked about the choice in terms of a lot of different things. What they felt personally, and also, of course, what they felt about animals, but what they felt about the climate as well.
Not only is it good for the animals, it's also good for like pollution and water, saving water, and it helps a lot of causes. Being a vegetarian is like super important, and even just one day can save like a lot of lives from animals. And if people take a Meatless Monday, they might realize that it's actually not so hard to become vegetarian, and then they might take other days off from meat.
I have to tell you, as I walked into the cafeteria, first of all, it's orderly. It's very well organized, but then when we got our plates and we sat and we had an opportunity to eat a clementine or an apple, and then we had our beans and we had our grilled cheese. Like the mayor, I was really excited about it. And then the students at our table showed us how you can combine the beans with the grilled cheese and you get a whole other flavor profile. We learned a lot. And then when we finished our meal, to be able to put the recycle in the recycle bin and the compost in the compost bin and the true trash in the trash bin, and not mistakenly, the trash was the smallest bin because everything else is either recyclable or compostable. We're learning about what it means to sustain our world and our city. I went on a citywide listening tour, meeting with students and faculty and families, and I heard their concerns, and we were doing well, and we are doing well in many, many areas, but there are also areas that we can improve upon. But the one thing that I heard consistently from students is that they wanted better food. And as I heard this in every district that I've been in, every borough, I think also it's important that we have food. We know that for many of our students, but for the food they eat in their schools, do they not eat? So it's important that that food is important, and the food in schools meets the needs of our students. Here in New York City, we are leading the way, providing free breakfast and lunch, not for some students, not for the students that fill out the form, for every student. So I'm excited to join our mayor and our borough president today as we officially expand Meatless Mondays to all 1,800 New York City public schools. And so that means that all 1.1 million children will be eating healthy, delicious, all vegetarian meals every Monday.
So what's different about today than normally?
It's that there's no meat.
Yeah, as a vegetarian, it was really hard to get school lunch because sometimes the only option for to eat was like hummus and pretzels, and that was like what I was having every day.
So yeah,
I'm really happy that there's Meatless Monday.
We're going to look back today and realize that we are in conflict across the country. In a report that was distributed by the WHO, they stated that processed meat is a type 1 carcinogen equivalent to cigarettes. We must start going with the science. These are our babies. And if we don't light up a Marlboro in the morning, then we should not be serving them the same food that will produce the same results. School is more than a place where we teach academics. We are teaching lifelong behavioral practices. And what we show our children, they are going to duplicate it through elementary, middle, high, and college. If they live in an unhealthy environment, they're going to carry that through their entire life. Now, little Johnny eats a hamburger on Monday. He doesn't get colon cancer on Tuesday, but he is starting the process of moving down a road that is going to lead to what we now have, an uncontrollable health care crisis. There's no reason we can't build into lesson plans what it is to eat healthy. What are molecules? Do math with apples and oranges and subtract meat and come up with your own mathematical equation that equals healthy. And let me tell you what happens, particularly in a borough like Brooklyn, where 47% of the people speak a language other than English at home. Children have always been the gateway of bringing families from immigrant population into mainstream health. These children will now go home to their parents and start carving a pathway to healthy living and healthy eating. And food tastes good. We know food must look good, it must be good for you, but it has to taste good. And if we open our minds and allow the creativity of how to eat healthy, you will find that our children will embrace this. We are in the way. What we are doing here in New York, it's not on everyone's radar, but trust me, it has taken flight. When we show our Bellevue Hospital initiative, the first of its kind in the country, to do what has been in contrast to medicine in America, we are going to reverse diseases. And they're going to be naysayers, Mr. Mayor. They're going to be people saying, you know, who are them? What do they think they are? What are they trying to do? They're going to be the same grandchildren of the people from '64 who stated it was all right to light up a cigarette. We're not only saving families, we're saving our planet. The cancer that erodes our body is eroding our ozone layer. And we're not tinkering around the edges and only talk about those popular conversations. We're going to the heart of the matter. The number one destruction of our ozone layer is the overconsumption of meat in this country. And so we're starting here with Meatless Mondays. We're engaging in the conversation. We're allowing our children to have an opportunity to embrace good habits and live healthy lifestyles. In New York City, we're going to raise healthy children and families. And I cannot thank the mayor enough for allowing this initiative to go forward as we move towards a healthier city. Thank you.